Hello, and welcome to today's product sense exercise. Today, we're going to dive into Burst Oral Care. Why Burst? Because I had a horrible user experience this week. And so I want to show you how easy it is to help hone your product sense skills by thinking about this, how to fix a problem that you encounter on a product. So, Burst. Let me tell you a little bit about the product and then I'll run through the agenda. So, Burst is a toothbrush that was designed by dental hygienists. My dental hygienist recommended that I use it, so I went ahead and ordered it. What we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you through the bad experiences I had, the user funnel, so that you can understand the full experience from the moment I ordered it all the way to the last message I sent to the customer care today. Then we're going to run through what it feels like to be a customer, a user, and then I'll talk about the business perspective. Let's acknowledge strategically, why is this company doing some of these things? And then I'll talk about, if I had been asked to improve the product, what would I do? So let's talk about the bad experiences. One, the company has a membership mindset, but I don't. I just went to go buy toothbrush. Um, the way it's set up is it assumes membership first, and I'm not ready for that. That's not what I was thinking. So it created a bad experience, and I'll walk you through that, show you what that was like. Um, we have a case of upselling backfiring, and it's backfired pretty badly in this case. It's really interesting to think about the UX decisions. I'm really frustrated as we walk through the experience. You're going to see, because I'm going to be pointing out as we go. They made some UX decisions. They did this on purpose. You could say, hey, this is membership, this is normal. It feels sleazy if you don't interpret it the same way. So we're going to talk about, as we go through some of these experiences, I think the UX decisions in a couple of spots were poor. They bordered on sleazy, but it's also a membership mentality. Waiting for the response. This is a horrible experience. They send me the bill Saturday morning at 9 a.m. before I'm supposed to enjoy my weekend, and now I have to wait until Monday. And then if it's an edge case or not, as a user, I don't care if it's an edge case or not. I had an absolutely god awful experience. So let's talk about the user funnel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how I came to the product through a trusted recommendation. The big problem that we're going to run into is the add-ons have a high cognitive load for me. There are some edge cases with my address, and then I have a long reminder email with no total, and so I miss what they're trying to tell me. Technically, they did it, but given a busy week, I didn't even realize the information was there. And then I'm left feeling that I need to rush to try and stop the shipment, and it's on a weekend. No one's listening. There's nothing I can do. And so I'm about to end up with a $50 bill when I thought I was going to get an $8 bill. So very frustrating experience. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch from the slide deck and we're going to walk through what the user experience is like. Okay, so we are now in the at the website. When I came to this website, I came through a link, an offer in my email. What I wanted, I was just going to start on that page, but then I realized this website's having a problem. When I go to brushing and I pick Pro, it doesn't take me anywhere. So this company's got a couple of problems. What I have to do is I have to go here, which is where I want to be anyway, to show you the experience. But they are trying to sell something and their website's not functioning properly because I can't navigate to these other toothbrushes. If they want to upsell me on these things, I don't know how to get to them. Maybe they're out. Maybe it's a technical problem. I don't know. So Imagine I landed on this page through the link that my dental hygienist gave me after they told me you need this toothbrush. It's soft, it's good for the problems you're having with your teeth, and you're going to get the automatic new toothbrush head without having to worry about buying three at a time. It'll come every 3 months. You're not going to have to worry about it. It's only like $8. I'm like, great. So the dental hygienist has sold me on this, given me a huge discount. So I pick the color I like, and then I go to add it. Well, there's these, all I see is the ad. There's no click, there's no button for me to click here. Yeah, they're offering these free. There's no way, it doesn't seem like I can take it off the menu. I have to, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's it's the way they're working. Um, I don't want that, so I'm gonna close that. So now I have in my cart, all of a sudden I have three things. But I don't want white. I didn't even realize it. It's 0, it's 3. I'm just trying to check out. I think I might have tried to remove it, but I got it anyways. Okay, so yes, I want to remove it. Okay, so I remove it. If I'd done this from my phone, I may not quite see it as much. All right, so I've got, oh, by the way, bad experience. Is it showing me the discount? No, I've had this feeling before that it was, yeah, before I was on a page that had a discount. That's weird. Uh, this is interesting. The price changed on me, also not a good experience. But I wanted to get to this renewal thing. What has happened is they are treating it as membership first. It was free. Most people would have left the 0 thing in for your first round. But you, I have to read for each floss subscription, you'll receive one replacement every 12 weeks. Um, I can cancel anytime, they say. All right. We all know how that works, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have no way of order. What was confusing for me was I was all excited about the brush head being replaceable, but you have to read the fine print to realize that you'll receive one replacement. You don't see the head, the toothbrush head in the list. Different people will perceive this differently. I get that's okay. So I go to checkout. Um, Again, their website's not working very well. Checkout. And for some reason, it does not take me to the checkout. I finally got the checkout to work. Nice little legalese. We all click these without reading it. And then I can go ahead and I hit purchase. So that's the general flow. Everything's got the legalese. You don't tend to your first round remove things that might be interesting to see that are $0. You kind of gloss over the fact that I can't tell them right now, cancel anytime. I have to have the account because if I hit cancel anytime, it takes me here. I can't set when I'm making my purchase for this to be a one-time purchase. Long story short, I ended up having to go back and forth for a couple of days with an address correction. There were 3 or 4 emails that were sent to me that ignored that I'd already answered the first email that they had sent me, all because my address is not listed in the US Postal Service address book. It is a real address. UPS and FedEx deliver to it. But this is minor, but it adds to why 3 months later when I got a reorder that I didn't want, it just added to a sense of frustration with the product and hurt my perception of the brand. So I never looked this email on my desktop. I only looked at it on my phone. So I see your refill is planning a great escape. Uh, I'm busy. Don't think anything of it. I maybe scroll as far as cute. I maybe scroll as far as this, where I see your fantastical replacement order will be dispatched soon. I'm super busy this week. Don't scroll any further than that. I think to myself, wow, this is wonderful. The dental hygienist was right. They're just going to send me the replacement. It's been 3 months since I got these freebies that were actually, if you because we looked at the experience through the lens of, well, what went wrong. But for me, when I saw this email, I was like, oh, this is wonderful. Just like the dental hygienist said, they're just going to send me the head, the replacement head for my toothbrush. What really happened is, if I had read a little further, I would have seen that they told, well, no, this is the one I got today. I would have seen that they told me down here all these things that they were sending me, these things that were free, that were for my first subscription. Notice there's no total. I could manage my subscription, but remember, I was looking at it on my phone. If when I try to do the manage subscription from my phone, it's forcing me to log in. I'm busy. It takes me a while. It doesn't know. It doesn't recognize my address. I ended up, when I finally got in. Let me see if it'll let. It's probably going to remember now. When I tried to do this earlier today, I couldn't get into the account. I had to request a password, and then I went through this whole experience where as soon as I requested the password, it gave me, let me see if it'll, if I log out, if it'll let me do it. Oh, interesting. Logging out is not so easy. What ended up happening here, I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, I'm going to let you watch. I'm trying to figure out how to log out. This website's making it very difficult for me to log out. Yes, I want to log out so I can show you my experience, but there's no easy way here for me to log out. Here's my account. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I have to go all the way out here to sign out. I can't do it from the very top. So what ended up happening was, when I tried to, so if I go to manage subscriptions, the first thing it does is, unfortunately now I have cookies, so you can't see it. It asked me for my email and password, and when I didn't know it, it told me I had to send an email to the company in order to get my email reset. So I did that, and then I typed in my email anyway, and it brought me to this. Or I could log in with Facebook. I'm like, I don't remember having done this because it was 3 months ago. I don't shop here regularly. So I continued with the Facebook, but I don't remember having done this. So it was a weird experience for me. So let's get back to, so you can see that this website's got a lot of janky things going on. They're trying to make it very easy for me to keep purchasing things, easy for me to continue, but this is causing me to make decisions I don't mean to make. So this morning, granted it was on my phone, I get this email that says, "Thank you for your order. You're all good." I'm like, what? And I scan through. This time you notice there's a price. And I'm like, wait a second, what is it? What's with a nearly $50 bill for the dentist? I just wanted the toothbrush head, in which case I realized everything that they sent me for free. Yes, technically we've been through the experience now, so we see that technically they've done it, but that was not what I expected. I was furious. So I went through and I found the old emails. That was where I went and I looked at this email and I realized, oh, I got it on my phone. So, and I saw this that told me I was busy. I didn't scroll, so I didn't see they were going to send me all this. I didn't want this. I didn't need these things. They added them, they made them free. So, and there's no even if I had scrolled down, they didn't give me the total. That total is what kicked into my brain. Oh my God, you're going to put that much on my credit card. From a business, we get why they're doing this, but from a user experience, it was horrible. But here's what another thing I'd like to show you, and this is a really interesting UX experience. So let's log back in. So you can see I've removed all those other things, and I have skipped this one because I think I would like the floss eventually. But watch what happens if I hit edit cancel. Notice it's not just cancel. Um, it's edit cancel. So I go in here. If I try to cancel the item, let me see, before it wasn't letting me do this. Interesting. Okay, there we go. So I choose my reason. Okay, so this is interesting. Different experience. Okay, so I found what I wanted to show you. All right, so this is an interesting user decision or UX design decision that I wanted to show you and wanted to talk about. So they've got these bright buttons for things that are going to keep you, and you have this tendency to want to click on them. So this is a UX decision that you're going to see made time and again, subtle little color decisions. So again, we're talking about honing our product sense skills, noticing the difference in colors and how we want to react based on it. So if I hit edit cancel, this is what I did. I want to keep this, but for the things that I wanted to get rid of that I was really frustrated about, I've already removed them. I would go to confirm cancel. Now I pick my reason. If I say, I just picked a random, notice they've made this yellow thing where my instinct is click the, and I have to actually, the cognitive load is on me to say, wait a second. No, actually I want to proceed to cancel, and it's white, and mentally we've been taught, well, wait a second, that's not active because it's white. This is what felt sleazy to me. I now have a nearly $45 bill for things that, one thing I'll never use, and two things that are just going to sit in my closet for another year. When I go to unsubscribe, this felt sleazy. The user experience for me was horrible here. It just kept making me madder and madder as I was going through this. Now, maybe not everybody's like this, but we now have legislation to monitor subscriptions, and subscriptions need to, by law, be easy to um, unsubscribe from. This, in my opinion, is a little on the borderline for yet the intent of the law, which is to make it easy. They are trying to trip me up. I get for the brush head because that's the most important thing, and I really do. No matter who you are, you need to replace this, and if this is my toothbrush, this is the only place to get it. But I have plenty of dental floss. I have different types of toothpaste. I actually mix and match toothpaste so my body doesn't get too used to one. But this experience is for everything. And after getting the bill, I was just livid. But as a product sense experience, I want you to know, noticing these little subtle things. Sometimes it's helpful to even talk about, well, I would make the button a bright color because that will make it easier for them to go through. This was a business decision, not a user experience decision. I had clearly, they put another hurdle in front of me and added extra cognitive load to make sure that I didn't remove it. Again, I would be fine for this for the toothpaste head, but this one bothers me. If you're going to do it here, this interesting. So earlier today, this is where I landed for this one. Okay, I reactivated it to see if I can cancel it again and see what kind of experience I have here. So cancel item, confirm, reason, other. I never wanted these in the first place. Sleazy. Skip. See, this is what frustrated me. This that I did not want, that is not mandatory. They created the same high cognitive load because I went to click this and I had to stop and read it. This to me caused me to lose trust in their brand. But I was like, oh, wow, this is a really great experience of Product Sense. So we are going to cancel. All right. I'm happy that it's been canceled. All right. Uh, the only other experience I want to point out is that I am now stuck in this waiting. I now have a ticket. They thanked me. I now have to wait for the weekend. So thank you there was a little bit of ranting probably in that not probably, definitely in that user experience. But that's because this is the kind of thing that I'm frustrated enough about that it's making me analyze what the user experience was like, why it was so frustrating, and then what the business experience is like. So I just wanted to come back to this and say, look, I was excited about the product. I was confused by the add-on, but I let it go the first time. I pushed out the decision for 3 months, which they know I'm going to do. I was delighted when the reminder came, but then I was pissed as hell. I mean, really, really mad. I was actually late this morning for going out and exercising because my first instinct was I want to cancel this. Something about that $50 mark for the user, for at least in America, if you're not super wealthy, that's an annoying point. I got even more pissed. I went from the $50 bill to high cognitive load to unsubscribe. And now I'm sitting in a waiting pattern for 3 days. So let's look at the business perspective. What do we think is going on? This is a Product Sense exploration. What has probably happened on the product side is they think of this as a membership. And when they're building stuff, they get so into their own product that they may forget what it's like for the end user, or they've thought about it and they know this is like printer ink. This is how we make our money. Maybe that there's a couple bumps in the road, but ultimately, this is what we want. People will be happy if they like the product, they'll sort it out. More than 50% of people are probably happy with the default, which means that if we're a product person and we're making decisions based on data, we're like, okay, if the vast majority are happy with the product, they're just going to let it keep going. I don't know until Monday whether or not their philosophy is going to be, all right, we're going to give her the credit or not. Think about A/B testing. I only need these renewals every 3 months. So imagine trying to run an A/B test. You'd have to run it for a very long time, and you're not going to. So you're probably gonna. It's going to be very hard to segment. You will. They but they're a small business. This is not somebody like Amazon or Google saying, all right, let's do this. We know that this is a subscription. We know what's going on with the printer. We're going to take that initiative, especially if 50% or more are happy. What's the likelihood that they ran an A/B test? And what would an A/B test look like in this case? What you would have to do in order to set up the experiment is create a subscription renewal and I'm going to go through the features, any one of the features I suggest, and then you're going to have a 3 to 6 month window on it to see how it works in order to get enough people who are coming through in order to test. Maybe you're going to have to run it for longer. I don't know how many people are actually buying this toothbrush for the first time and then going through that first a renewal. I think the first renewal is the most painful. So yeah, they maybe have too small of a user base to test. And they're making the business decision to balance between full transparency to an end user and sales. If they're fully transparent, am I less likely to renew? So let's talk about, this is the product sense part. Now imagine I got this question. So tell me about a product that's really annoyed you and how would you improve it? And so I would say, all right, so let me tell you about Burst Oral Care. It's a membership product. I think that I'd like to see them push the envelope on that first and second renewal. Right now, they've created a membership mentality when I have a buy one at a time mentality. I'm also switching from one product to the next, so I still have leftovers. They're ready to treat me like I am a blank slate, where my bathroom is not a blank slate. I have 6 months worth of dental floss, no desire for whitening strips, and 3 different toothpastes that I still need to get through, and now they want to send me more. So what would be my product improvements? First, when you first put the add-ons on, warn me, like make it say, would you like these free add-ons? If you select these, you're automatically going to get renewed. Yes, they did that in the fine print. I would love to see different explorations in, let me put it in and then give me the add-on. Don't make them zeroed out where it feels like it's just a tester, and then I actually have to stop and think and read the slightly grayed out text. Make it a little bit, test out more interactions so that I can be more a part of this process. First renewal, maybe do a survey a month out. So how was the toothpaste? How was the dental floss? How were the whitening strips? Didn't use them. Love the dental floss, but have plenty of it. And figure out what my first renewal is supposed to be. Not blanket my first renewal. Make some sort of required acceptance for the non baseline, the things that you know we have to have. You know I need the toothbrush head, but the rest, maybe create some experience where before the renewal can come, and then maybe you send me a couple of emails. By the way, your first renewal can't come until you confirm. Is this what you want? As opposed to the default of you're going to send it to me anyway and charge me. Or ask about my needs. We know that for the first renewal, we know that many of you may have been using other toothpastes and dental floss before you found us. Do you need, for this first renewal, do you need those? My renewal notification, maybe have the price in the subject line. I know roughly, wait a second, I expected $8, not $50. I'm going to react more to the price. Your order is going to ship in 10 days for $50. I would have reacted to that. Maybe with my second renewal, if you had these features that I suggested, maybe with the second renewal, you say, hey, we know you skipped those others. Just want to check, did you finish out all your dental floss needs? Would you like us to add dental floss back onto your and get onto that regular renewal process? When I go to remove anything but the toothbrush head, don't make the change is counterintuitive. Don't make that button where I'm on that cancel. Don't put me back in and create this jarring and frustrating experience for me. So in conclusion, what we've done today is I've taken an experience where you can hear in my voice, I'm a little frustrated by the experience, but it was this wonderful exploration. I realized as a product person, I was frustrated. I was emotionally pissed off because I suddenly had a $50 bill. But then I went back to the beginning. I walked through the user experience. I found some weird glitchy things in their website. I looked at their business model and I'm like, oh, I see. Now that I see this $50 thing in my email, see that the product team came from membership perspective, I came from I buy Amazon. Some things are subscriptions, some things are not. The freebies, I was probably in a hurry. I probably placed my order on my phone, which means that that little gray text that I was looking at was much smaller. So I missed some of these subtle things first time around. I had a busy week. I didn't scroll all the way through the email where, yes, so we went to court. I'm not going to go to court over something like this, but if they were part of a class action suit, there's no way to have one because they've got all the information. They have gone through the motions and made sure all that's there. But you can see all the places where the cognitive load was on me. And so once I realized that that $50 bill was a slap in the face, I realized business decisions that were being made, product improvements that I would like to see. Would it hit their bottom line? Are they likely to make less money because they do this? You'd have to run A/B tests. I'm going to guess that the vast majority of people, more than 50%, are not going to be as irritated as I was. Maybe they wanted those. But I'm going to say, I bet there's 30 to 40% of people who go for their first renewal who are irritated. And of, let's say it's 40%, of that 40%, maybe they only hear from 10 to 20%. The rest let it go. They unsubscribe, they eat the cost, and they're not irritated. So hopefully this is inspiration for you. It's a little long-winded, but hopefully it's inspiration for you for how do I take a bad experience and then go and look at it? Because what we did today was we took my bad experience. We then walked through the user funnel, looked at everything that was going on from the user perspective as well as the business perspective, and then came up with some product improvements. I challenge you, whenever you have a bad experience, and I bet you have roughly one experience at least once a week or once every other week, that's enough that you could do this exercise. Try doing it just once a month to help build your product sense. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you found this helpful.